Liam lived alone in a small wooden house at the edge of a silent forest. He once had a bright life with dreams, laughter, and people he loved. But life changed, and now he lived far away from the world. Days passed in silence. Nights felt even longer. Liam often sat near the window with only a small lamp beside him. He looked at the empty chair across the room and remembered everything he lost. His heart was tired. His hopes were gone. But on one cold night, something strange happened, something that would change his life forever. It started with a sound. A soft cry, very soft. Almost too quiet for a human to hear. Liam thought it was the wind moving through the trees. But the sound came again. This time it was clearer, sharper. It sounded like a child crying. Liam frowned. Who would be out there at this time? The forest was dark, cold, and dangerous. No child should be outside. The cry came again. This time it was filled with fear and pain. A sound that pulled at Liam's heart, even though he didn't know why. He stood up slowly, feeling a strange force push him toward the door. "I shouldn't go," he whispered to himself. "It's none of my business." But his feet kept moving. Something inside him, something deep and forgotten, told him he had to follow that cry. He grabbed a flashlight, stepped outside, and walked into the cold night. The air felt heavy. Fog covered the ground like a pale blanket. The cry came again, louder now, guiding him deeper into the forest. Liam's hands shook a little. He was scared, but something stronger than fear pushed him forward. "What if someone needs help?" he whispered. Branches cracked under his boots. The beam of the flashlight shook with every step. The forest felt alive, watching him, waiting. Then he reached a small clearing. The sound stopped. Everything went quiet, too quiet. Liam held his breath, listening. Suddenly, the ground in front of him glowed with a faint blue light. It was dim at first, then brighter, like a small star had fallen onto the earth. Liam stepped closer, heart pounding. There it was. A tiny creature, no bigger than a human baby lying on the wet ground. Its body glowed softly with blue and white light. Its skin looked delicate and smooth, almost transparent. But the thing that struck Liam the most were its eyes. Big, round, shining eyes. Filled with tears, the creature was crying silently. Its small body shook with fear. Its little hands were curled tightly against its chest. Liam stared, unable to move. He had never seen anything like it. It was not human. It was not an animal. It was something else, something from far away. The creature opened its eyes wider when it saw him. For a moment, both of them froze. Then, slowly, the creature tried to lift a tiny arm toward him, but was too weak. It let out a soft, heartbreaking cry. Liam felt something strange inside him, something he had not felt in years. Care, concern, hope. He whispered softly, "It's okay. I'm not here to hurt you." The creature blinked slowly, as if trying to understand his words. Its glowing tears rolled down its cheeks, making its eyes look even sadder. Liam knelt beside it. "You're hurt," he said gently. "And you're cold." He looked around the dark forest. No one else was there. No sound, no movement. It was truly alone. The creature reached out again, very slowly, and touched the tip of Liam's finger with its tiny glowing hand. Liam felt a warm, gentle pulse of energy flow into him. It didn't hurt. It felt comforting. Like the creature was asking for help, trusting him. Without thinking anymore, Liam scooped the small creature into his arms. It was warm, soft, and very light, almost weightless. The creature curled against him, still crying softly. But now its cries sounded a little calmer, a little less afraid. Liam wrapped his jacket around the tiny being and whispered, "Don't worry. I've got you." He walked back through the forest as fast as he could, holding the fragile creature close to his chest. The night that started with loneliness. was now the beginning of something new, something magical, something impossible, something that would soon change Liam's heart and the future of humanity forever. Liam pushed the door open with his shoulder, holding the tiny creature close to his chest. Warm air from inside the house rushed out and wrapped around them. He shut the door quickly, blocking out the cold night and the dark forest that still echoed in his mind. The creature lay completely still in his arms, except for the soft rise and fall of its glowing chest. Its eyes were half closed, shining like wet silver. Liam placed it gently on the couch, the softest thing he owned. The creature curled up immediately, trembling from cold and fear. Liam knelt beside it and whispered, "You're safe here. I promise." He took a blanket from the chair and carefully covered the tiny being. The creature stopped shaking a little. Its glowing skin warmed the blanket, making it shimmer faintly. Liam sat down slowly, trying to understand what had happened. "Where did you come from?" he whispered. Of course, there was no answer. The creature opened its eyes and looked at him. Those eyes, they were full of sadness, but also full of trust. The kind of trust that said, "Please don't leave me." Liam sighed softly. "Don't worry. I'm right here." He stood and walked to the kitchen. He warmed a small bowl of water and brought it back. He placed the bowl in front of the creature and gently lifted its head. "Try drinking a little," he said. The creature stared at the water, confused. It dipped one tiny glowing finger into the bowl. A soft blue light spread across the surface like ripples of starlight. Liam stared in surprise. "You can do that?" The creature touched the surface again. The water warmed instantly. It leaned forward and took a few small sips. Its eyes softened and its body glowed a little brighter. Liam smiled faintly. "That's better," he whispered. "You must be starving and tired." The creature watched his face carefully, as if studying his emotions. Its small hand reached out and touched Liam's wrist, very lightly, almost afraid. A tiny warmth spread through his skin. Not painful, not strange, just a small, gentle warmth. Like someone saying thank you without words. Liam froze for a moment. Was that on purpose? The creature blinked twice, almost like a nod. Its tearful eyes softened. Liam sat on the floor next to the couch. He didn't want to leave the creature alone even for a minute. The house was quiet. Only the soft ticking of the clock and the creature's gentle breathing filled the room. After a moment, the creature pushed the blanket aside and tried to sit up. It wobbled, struggling to balance. Liam quickly reached out to support it. "Easy, little one. You're still weak." The creature looked at his hand holding its tiny shoulder. Then it placed its small glowing hand on top of his. Liam felt another pulse of warmth, stronger than before. A peaceful calm spread through his chest. His heart felt lighter. It was as if the creature could sense his sadness and was trying to comfort him. Liam felt his throat tighten. "You don't have to do that," he whispered, voice cracking. The creature tilted its head, confused. Its glowing eyes filled with softness, like it understood more than it could express. Suddenly, the creature looked toward the window. Its glow began to flicker nervously. Liam followed its gaze. Outside, the forest was still dark, but something felt wrong. As if danger was moving closer, the creature reached out, grabbing Liam's sleeve with both tiny hands. Its eyes widened with fear. It let out a quiet, trembling sound, not loud, but full of warning. Liam whispered, "Is something out there?" The creature didn't speak, but its trembling told him everything. It knew danger. It felt danger. And it feared being found. Liam quickly closed the curtains and turned off the lamp. The room fell into soft darkness, warmed only by the creature's faint glow. He sat beside it again, placing a protective hand near its tiny form. "Whatever you're scared of," he whispered, "it won't reach you here." Not while I'm alive. The creature slowly relaxed, resting its small hand over his. Its glow steadied again. Liam realized something important in that quiet moment. This tiny creature wasn't just afraid. It was alone, lost, carrying a sadness deeper than he first understood. And yet, it had chosen him to trust. Liam looked at it gently. You found me for a reason, didn't you? The creature blinked slowly, a silent answer, and in that moment, a broken human heart began to heal. And a tiny creature with tearful eyes found the first spark of hope. The night grew quieter as Liam sat beside the tiny creature, watching its soft blue glow move like gentle waves. The house felt different, now not empty, not cold. For the first time in years, Liam didn't feel alone. But the creature's tearful eyes still held something heavy. Something unspoken. Liam whispered, "You're scared of something, aren't you?" The creature didn't reply with words. Instead, it blinked slowly and looked down, as if remembering something painful. Liam moved closer. "It's okay," he said softly. "You can tell me, even if you can't speak." The creature lifted its head. A single glowing tear rolled down its cheek and landed on Liam's hand. And that was the moment. Everything changed. The tear lit up like a tiny star. A warm pulse spread across Liam's skin, running up his arm and into his heart. Before he could understand what was happening, the world around him melted away. He was no longer sitting in his living room. He stood in a vast, glowing landscape filled with floating lights and tall crystal-like trees. The air shimmered with soft blue energy. It was beautiful, peaceful, unreal. Liam gasped. "Where am I?" The tiny creature stood beside him in the vision, no longer weak or trembling. It looked healthy, confident, glowing brighter than ever. When it looked at him, he felt warmth instead of sadness. A gentle voice echoed inside his mind, not loud, not frightening, but calm. "This is my home." Liam's eyes widened. "You're showing me your world?" The creature nodded. Images appeared around them like moving paintings. A peaceful alien city full of light. Tall beings walking together. Children glowing brightly as they played. A world full of harmony and love. Liam smiled softly. "It's beautiful." But the beauty didn't last. The vision suddenly darkened. The glowing sky cracked. The buildings trembled. Creatures screamed and ran. A wave of black energy tore through the peaceful world. Liam stepped back in shock. "What's happening?" The creature lowered its head, eyes full of sadness. It reached toward Liam, showing him more. He saw the creature alone running with a group of frightened young aliens. He saw ships lifting off the ground as explosions shook their planet. He saw elders sending the small ones into escape pods, including the tiny creature now standing beside him. Liam whispered, "You were escaping. You were trying to survive." The creature looked at him again, eyes full of sorrow. Liam felt his heart ache for it. Then he saw something else, something even more surprising. He saw himself. Liam appeared in the vision, sitting alone in his small wooden house, broken and silent. The creature's escape pod drifted through space, passing countless stars, until finally, it fell toward Earth, toward the forest, toward Liam. The creature touched its tiny glowing hand to Liam's chest. A soft voice echoed again, "I found you. Because you understand sadness. I found you. Because your heart still hopes." Liam's breath caught in his throat. "You chose me?" The creature nodded slowly. The vision shifted again. Now Liam saw a future where he stood strong, healed, no longer weighed down by grief. He stood beside the tiny creature, protecting it, guiding it. Humans and glowing beings stood together, forming a peaceful bridge between two worlds. The vision faded gently like morning mist. Liam blinked and found himself back in his living room. The creature sat in front of him, small again, weak again. Tears still shining on its cheeks, Liam looked at it with new understanding. You showed me everything. Your world, your pain, your journey. His voice softened. And you showed me my own heart. The creature slowly nodded. Liam touched his chest. The warmth from the vision was still there, glowing faintly under his skin. He felt lighter. He felt understood. He felt connected. He wiped a tear from his own eye. You're not alone anymore, he whispered. I'll protect you. I promise. The creature leaned against his hand, its tiny body glowing just a bit brighter. The house was quiet again, but it no longer felt empty. Something powerful had awakened between them, something made of trust, pain, hope, and the unspoken bond between two lost souls. Liam didn't yet know what dangers were coming. He didn't know who else was searching for the tiny creature. He didn't know how big the journey ahead would become, but he knew one thing with complete certainty. This tiny creature with tearful eyes had found hope in his heart. And Liam had found hope in it too. The night outside Liam's house grew colder, quieter, and strangely heavy. The warm feeling from the vision still lingered in his chest, but something else began to rise in the air: fear. The tiny creature sensed it first. While Liam was gently placing another blanket over it, the creature suddenly stiffened. Its soft glow flickered sharply, like a candle fighting the wind. Its wide eyes turned toward the window, filled with fear. Liam whispered, "What's wrong?" But the creature didn't look at him. It kept staring at the dark forest outside. Then it grabbed Liam's sleeve with its tiny hands and let out a trembling sound, a warning. Liam's heart pounded. Is someone out there? He approached the window slowly, lifting the curtain just a little. At first, he saw nothing but the dark forest. Then a beam of red light flashed between the trees. Liam froze. Another beam followed, then another, sweeping the ground like scanning lasers. Voices echoed faintly through the woods. We detected energy in this area. Spread out. The creature has to be close. It couldn't have gone far. Liam felt a chill crawl up his spine. They weren't hikers. They weren't police. They weren't rescue teams. They were hunters. Hunters searching for the tiny creature sitting in his home. He let the curtain fall back quickly and turned toward the small glowing being. They're looking for you, he whispered. They know you're here. The creature lowered its head, tears forming in its eyes. It clung to Liam's sleeve again, trembling harder. Liam knelt beside it and placed a gentle hand on its back. Don't worry, he said softly. I won't let them take you. For a moment, the creature's glow softened, as if his words had calmed it, but the danger was too close too. Ignore. The voices outside grew louder. Check around the cabin. Scan for heat. Signatures. Be ready to move in. Liam quickly lifted the creature into his arms. We need to hide you, he whispered. He remembered the small storage space under the wooden floor. He hadn't opened it in years, but it was the safest place he had. He pulled the rug aside, opened the old hatch, and revealed the dark hollow space beneath the floorboards. The creature hesitated. Its eyes filled with fear. Liam whispered, I know it's dark. I know it's scary. But trust me, please. The creature looked into his eyes, really looked, searching for truth. Then it nodded slowly. Liam placed it gently inside the storage space and wrapped it in a blanket. You have to stay silent, he said. No matter what you hear, stay quiet. The creature touched Liam's hand one more time. A small glow pulsing under his skin. A silent message of trust. Liam lowered the hatch, leaving a thin crack for air. Just in time. Loud knock shook the front door. Bang! Bang! Liam's breath hitched. A deep voice called from outside. Sir, we are from a government research division. We're searching for a fallen object. We need to inspect your property. Liam swallowed hard. Government? No badge. No vehicles marked. And why were they searching in the dark woods in the middle of the night? These men were not from any government he trusted. He stayed silent. Another knock. Harder this time. Open the door or we will enter by force. Liam inhaled sharply. The creature under the floor trembled at the sound. He walked to the door slowly, forcing his shaking hands to calm. "I'm coming," he said. He cracked the door open, just enough to see the man outside. A tall figure stood there, wearing black armor and holding a scanning device that beeped with red lights. His eyes were cold. His expression was sharp. "Did you see anything fall from the sky tonight?" the man asked. "Any strange lights? Any unusual sounds?" Liam shook his head. "No, I didn't see anything." The man narrowed his eyes. "You live alone?" Liam stiffened. "Yes." The scanner in the man's hand beeped loudly. He looked past Liam into the house. "There is an unusual energy reading coming from inside." Liam's heart dropped. "Old wiring," he said quickly. "This house is falling apart." "It does that sometimes." The man didn't look convinced. "We'll need to come inside," he said. Liam blocked the doorway. "No, you don't have my permission." A tense silence followed. The man's eyes darkened. His jaw tightened. Finally he stepped back. "If you see anything, you will report it immediately." Liam closed the door before the man finished speaking. His breath shook. His heart raced. He rushed to the floor, lifted the hatch an inch, and whispered, "They're gone. For now." The creature looked up at him, small and frightened, but trusting him completely. Liam whispered softly, "I won't let them take you. No matter what." Outside, the hunter's footsteps circled the cabin again. The forest filled with red scanning lights. Danger moved closer with every second. But inside that small wooden house, a human and a tiny alien formed, a bond stronger than fear, and the night was just beginning. The house was silent again. But the silence felt different. It was heavy, tight, full of fear that clung to the walls and to Liam's heart. Outside, the hunters continued scanning the forest. Their machines hummed, their radios crackled, and their boots crunched over dry leaves. They were close. Too close. Liam lowered the floor hatch gently and sat beside it, his back pressed against the wood. He placed a hand over the hatch, as if his touch alone could protect the creature hiding beneath him. "It's going to be okay," he whispered softly. He wasn't sure if he believed it, but he wanted the creature to believe it. Minutes passed. Then the hatch moved slightly, just a tiny push from inside. Liam lifted it a little. Two glowing eyes peeked up at him, wide and trembling. The creature was frightened, but it wasn't crying. Instead, it stared at Liam with a strange mix of worry and affection. Liam whispered, "You're okay. I'm right here." The tiny creature slowly climbed out of the hiding space and into his lap. It was still wrapped in the blanket, its glow faint but warm. It looked small, fragile, like it might break if the world pushed it one more time. Liam stroked the top of its head gently. "You shouldn't have come out. It's still dangerous," he said. The creature ignored his words and placed its tiny hand on his chest. A small pulse of light entered Liam's skin. He felt it immediately. A soft warmth spread inside him, gentle, calm, almost like a heartbeat that wasn't his. Before he could speak, the world around him began to fade. The living room disappeared. The hunters outside vanished. The house melted away. Liam found himself standing in a quiet memory. His own memory. He saw himself sitting at his old kitchen table, years ago, laughing, alive, whole. He saw his partner cooking, singing softly under their breath. He saw a life filled with love. Then the scene shifted. The kitchen lights flickered and turned dark. A quiet storm brewed in the sky. Liam saw the moment everything changed. The night of the accident. He saw himself on the floor, broken, crying, calling out to people who would never answer again. He saw the moment hope left him. The moment his heart cracked, Liam felt in his knees inside the vision. "Stop," he whispered, voice shaking. "Please. Not this." But the creature stepped beside him in the vision, glowing softly. It lowered its head, and for the first time, Liam saw tears fall from the creature's eyes, not glowing tears, not magical tears, but simple, heavy tears of the deepest empathy. It was crying with him. The creature touched Liam's shaking hand. Another pulse of light traveled through him. The darkness in the vision softened, dimmed, faded. Not erased, just no longer sharp enough to cut him. The creature showed him something new, a small spark, a bright light, a future. He saw himself standing again, not broken, not lost. He saw himself helping the tiny alien, guiding it, protecting it. He saw humans and the alien people meeting for the first time, peacefully. He saw a new path forming. Because of him, Liam choked on a breath. "You're showing me hope?" The creature nodded. The vision faded slowly. The house returned. The walls, the couch, the dark window. Everything came back into focus. Liam sat on the floor with the tiny creature in his arms. Tears slipping down his cheeks, but these tears felt lighter, almost warm. The creature touched his face softly, wiping one of his tears away with its tiny hand. It made a soft sound, almost like a comforting whisper. Liam smiled weakly. "You saw my pain, and you tried to heal it." The creature nodded again, its eyes full of love and sorrow and hope. Liam pulled it gently into a warm embrace. "I won't let anything happen to you," he whispered. "You're not alone anymore." And for the first time in so many years, Liam felt something he thought he had lost forever. Strength, courage, purpose, hope. Outside, the hunters continued searching. They were closer than ever. Trouble was coming, but inside that small wooden house, two broken hearts were slowly healing each other. And together, they were about to face a world that neither of them could face alone. The night grew colder, but danger burned hotter around Liam's small house. The hunters had not left. They were still searching, closer, smarter, and more aggressive than before. Liam peeked out the window. Red scanning lights slid across the forest floor, moving like hungry beasts searching for prey. The tiny creature clung to Liam's arm, glowing faintly, its soft trembling showing its fear. "We can't stay here," Liam whispered. "They'll find us sooner or later." The creature pressed its head against Liam's chest, as if agreeing. Its glow flickered, not from weakness this time, but from a warning. Liam quickly stuffed a few things into his old backpack. A flashlight, a bottle of water, an extra blanket, and a small first aid kit. He wrapped the blanket gently around the creature and lifted it into his arms. "We're leaving," he whispered. "Right now." He opened the back door slowly, making sure the hinges didn't creak. Cold air rushed in, carrying the smell of damp earth and smoke. Smoke? Liam stepped outside and looked to his right. His heart dropped. A line of bright orange flames burned through the trees, not natural flames, but controlled ones, moving in a straight line. The hunters were burning the forest to flush out anything hiding inside. "They're insane," Liam muttered. "They're going to burn everything just to find you." The creature let out a tiny, frightened whimper. Liam held it closer. "Don't worry. I'm not letting them touch you." He moved through the trees as quietly as possible. Each step made the ground crack softly beneath his boots, but the hunters' loud engines and fire masked the sound. But then, voice shouted through the woods. Energy spike detected. "Spread out. Close the perimeter." Liam froze. They were detecting the creature's glow. He placed a hand over the blanket, trying to shield the creature's light. "Just hold on," he whispered. Almost there. He changed direction, moving deeper into the forest, away from the flames, away from the shouts. Branches scratched his arms. Cold wind burned his lungs. But he didn't stop. Suddenly, A bright red beam shot past his right side, burning a tree trunk. They found us. Liam gasped. The creature cried out softly and buried its face in Liam's chest. Voices echoed. There! He's running with it! Cut him off! Liam ran faster, heart pounding painfully. He felt the heat of the flames chasing him from behind. He felt the hunters closing in from both sides. He needed a miracle, anything. Then, the creature moved. It lifted a tiny glowing hand from under the blanket. Its weak, trembling glow suddenly brightened, forming a soft blue sphere around them, a shield. The next red laser beam hit the sphere and bent away like a harmless spark. Liam stared in shock. You're protecting us. The creature's body trembled fiercely. Using its power was draining it fast. But it refused to stop. It refused to let Liam be hurt. Liam pushed forward, guided by the soft light of the shield. Trees burned. Branches fell. Hunters shouted in frustration, but nothing touched them. After several minutes of running, Liam stumbled into a wide clearing. He collapsed to his knees, exhausted, gasping for breath. The creature's shield flickered weakly. Its glow began to dim. Liam held it close. Hey, stay with me. You did so good. You saved us. The creature looked up weakly. Its eyes were half closed. Its glow was fading to almost nothing. Liam's heart tightened painfully. He whispered, Please don't die. Please. The creature reached a trembling hand to his cheek. A tiny spark of warmth passed into him, weak, but full of trust. Then the creature pointed upward. Liam looked up. The sky above the clearing wasn't dark anymore. Clouds split apart. A huge light white blue gold began descending slowly. A ship. A massive one, unlike anything on Earth. Smooth, silver, silent. Hunters burst into the clearing behind Liam. There he is. Shoot him if you have to, just get the creature. But before they could move, a blast of gentle force, not deadly, but powerful, swept across the field, knocking them off their feet. The ship lowered further. A glowing ramp extended downward. Tall figures of light stepped out. The creature in Liam's arms let out a soft, relieved sound. Like a child calling home. Liam held it closer, tears burning in his eyes. You're safe now, he whispered. Your people. They found you. The creature touched his heart one last time. A final spark of hope. The burning forest crackled behind them. Hunters struggled to rise. The ship's light grew, brighter and brighter. Everything was about to change. The clearing glowed brighter as the great, silver ship lowered itself gently to the ground. Liam held the tiny creature tightly in his arms, shielding it from the wind that swirled around them. The hunters scrambled behind him, shouting in confusion. Their scanners and weapons completely useless in the presence of the shining alien craft. The air hummed with a beautiful, deep sound, calm, ancient, and powerful. A ramp of glowing white light extended from the ship and touched the ground with a soft shimmer. 3 tall figures stepped out. They were nothing like the hunters. Nothing like humans. And yet, there was something peaceful in their presence. Their bodies glowed like living stars, soft blue, gentle silver, warm gold. Their eyes held wisdom older than any human civilization. Their movements were slow, graceful, full of calm strength. Liam's heart pounded. He had seen these beings only in the creature's vision, but seeing them in real life was overwhelming. One of them stepped forward. A warm voice echoed gently inside Liam's mind, not spoken aloud, but heard clearly in his thoughts. You carried our young human. You protected it. You gave it hope. Liam swallowed, his throat tight. I just did what anyone should do, he whispered. The elder tilted its glowing head. Not anyone. Many humans would fear what they do not know, but you saw its tears and answered with kindness. The creature in Liam's arms let out a small sound. Like a tired sigh of relief. Its glow flickered weakly. Liam felt a desperate fear rise inside him. It's hurt, he said quickly. It used too much energy protecting us. You have to help it. The tall alien stepped closer, placed a hand soft, warm, glowing over the tiny creature. A wave of gentle light flowed into the small alien's body. Its breathing steadied, its trembling stopped, its glow brightened. Once more, Liam let out a shaky breath. Thank you. But then, something unexpected happened. The elder turned its glowing eyes toward Liam and lifted its hand again, this time touching his chest. Right over his heart, a soft light entered him, not painful, not blinding, warm, pure, like a sunrise blooming inside him. Liam gasped as memories, emotions, and broken pieces of his heart came rushing forward. But instead of hurting him, the light soothed him. It smoothed the sharp edges of his grief. It quieted the storm inside his mind. Filled the empty space in his chest with something new. Peace. You're healing me, he whispered, voice shaking. The elder smiled gently. Our young shared its pain and hope with you. Now we return what you gave. Liam felt tears roll down his cheeks, but not the painful tears he used to shed. These were warm, full of release. The tiny creature slowly stood in his lap, placing its small glowing hand over his heart. A pulse of bright blue traveled from the creature into him, and he understood. He understood everything. He saw himself through the creature's eyes, not as a broken man, not as someone forgotten by the world, but as a heart strong enough to carry another being's hope. He saw a future, a bridge between humans and these gentle aliens. A future where fear was replaced with trust, where humans learned compassion from beings of light. Liam whispered, "Why me?" The tiny creature looked into his eyes with deep affection. For the first time, he heard its voice, soft, gentle, warm, not with ears, but inside his heart. Because your heart hurt like mine. And broken hearts understand each other. Liam covered his mouth with his hand. Overwhelmed, he pulled the tiny creature close, holding it gently. The elder spoke again inside his mind. You saved the child, and by doing so, you saved yourself. Now we ask one more thing. Liam lifted his head slowly. What? What do you need? Stand with us, the elder said. Be our voice among your people. Be the first human to know us, not with fear, but with hope. Liam froze. Him? A broken man who hid from the world. Someone who lost everything. But the creature touched his cheek with its tiny hand. Its warm glow spread across his face. Its eyes filled with trust. We choose you. The child whispered inside his heart. Liam felt something shift inside him. Something he thought died years ago. Strength. Purpose. Hope. He stood up slowly, holding the tiny creature close, and looked at the glowing beings. I'll stand with you, he said. I'll help you. I'll help us understand each other. The elders bowed their heads gently. Behind them, the hunters lay stunned and silent, powerless in the presence of something far greater than themselves. Above them, the ship glowed brighter. Beside him, the tiny creature leaned into his chest, no longer crying, no longer afraid. Hope had been found. And because of one human heart, two worlds were about to change forever. The glowing ship hummed quietly as Liam stood beside the tiny creature. Both of them bathed in soft silver light. The hunters, now powerless and shaken, stayed on the edges of the clearing, too afraid to move any closer. The elders, tall, glowing beings of calm strength, stood around Liam and the child, forming a protective circle. The night sky above shifted and shimmered. Clouds tore open like curtains, revealing stars brighter than Liam had ever seen in his life. These were no ordinary stars. Lights, dozens of them, moved across the sky in formation. DROPSHIPS. Scouts. PEACECRAF. Sent by the alien world to retrieve their lost young. The forest, the burning trees, the frightened hunters, all fell silent as the great silver fleet descended. Slowly through the night, Liam felt the weight of the moment. Humanity was no longer alone. The universe had come to meet them, and he stood in the center of it all. The tiny creature in his arms looked up at the sky, its eyes glowing with relief and joy. It gave a small, soft sound, a sound that Liam now understood as happiness. "You're home now," Liam whispered. "Or at least, close to home." The creature pressed its small hand against Liam's chest, expressing a silent message, "I am home because of you." Liam's throat tightened. The elders turned toward the hunters, who now hid behind fallen logs and broken branches. One elder lifted a hand. A gentle wave of light swept across the clearing. It didn't hurt them, but it showed them something. For a moment, every human mind in the clearing saw images, the alien world, glowing and peaceful. The tiny creature escaping danger, Liam protecting it, and the bond forming between two beings from different worlds. When the light faded, the hunters dropped their weapons. Some fell to their knees, some whispered in disbelief, but none of them dared to raise a hand again. The elder looked at Liam. "Fear is powerful among your people, but so is hope. Tonight, you changed something inside these humans." Liam glanced at the hunters, once full of anger and pride. They now looked small and confused, like their world had suddenly become too big. "What happens next?" Liam asked quietly. The elder stepped closer. "Next, your world must be told the truth. Not through fear, not through force, but through someone they can trust." Liam's heart pounded. "You mean me?" The elder nodded slowly. "The child chose you, and through you, your people will learn to choose peace." Before Liam could respond, a soft alarm echoed from the forest edge. More humans were approaching, not hunters, not soldiers, but reporters, villagers, hikers, all drawn by the strange lights. Phones recorded. Cameras flashed. Voices cried out, "What is that? Are those aliens? Is that a child? Who is that man with them?" Fear mixed with wonder. Confusion mixed with awe. The world was waking up. Liam took a deep breath and stepped forward, holding the tiny creature. Every eye in the clearing turned to him. For years, he had been invisible, just another quiet man living in a lonely house. But tonight, he was the bridge between humanity and the stars. He raised his voice, steady but warm. "Don't be afraid. They didn't come to harm us." The crowd murmured uncertainly. "They came for this little one," Liam continued. "It was lost. It was hurt. It needed help." He looked down at the tiny creature, whose eyes shone with trust. "I helped it. And it helped me. It showed me things. Beautiful things. It showed me hope." The elders stepped behind Liam, their glowing forms visible to everyone now. Gasps filled the air. Liam turned back to the crowd. "These beings aren't here to invade. They're here to understand us, and for us to understand them." A reporter shouted, "Why should we trust them?" Liam held the creature closer and answered simply, "Because it trusted me, when I couldn't even trust myself." The forest fell silent. The elders spoke inside every human mind present. "We came in peace. We offer friendship, knowledge, and understanding. But the first step must come from your hearts." Some people cried. Some nodded, slowly. Some still trembled. But none ran away. A small girl stepped forward from the crowd and asked softly, "Can I see the little one?" Liam smiled gently. The tiny creature reached out its hand. In that single moment, when a human child touched an alien child, the world changed. No war, no fear. Just two small hands meeting in the light. The elders looked at Liam proudly. "This is the beginning, human. The first spark. The first hope between two worlds." Liam exhaled, feeling warmth fill his entire being. The tiny creature with tearful eyes had found hope in his heart. And now, that hope was spreading to humanity itself.